If you're watching this video right now, odds are you're having a hard time when it comes to figuring out what are the best workouts that you should be doing for your body type. And hear me out, I'm not going to sugarcoat this or give you a whole bunch of fluff. There's so much misinformation that's out there on the internet, especially in the health and fitness industry. It's disgusting, okay? So let me break it down for you in the easiest way possible. For starters, what is your body type? We're not talking about a mesomorph. We're not talking about an ectomorph. We're not talking about an endomorph or anything like that. Once again, that's stuff that's in the fitness industry that's only going to confuse you, okay? I want to share with you exactly what I mean when it comes to figuring out the best workouts that you should be doing for your body type. And this is exactly how we help and coach our members at Heartletics. In case you guys are brand new to my YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Joe Callari. I'm the head coach and founder of Heartletics. And since 2017, we've been helping thousands of guys learn what works best for their body types, their busy schedules, and their lifestyle, to help them lose fat and build muscle so that way they can reach their health and fitness goals, but most importantly, maintain the right habits to have that success long term. There's nothing worse than following a fad diet or cookie cutter program that's out there only to see some success, but then eventually falling off track and regaining the weight right back. I want you to really think about it like this, right? Because this summarizes what our coaching program is all about. You can either give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or you can teach a man how to fish and feed him for the rest of his life. It's like back in the day when you had to go through driver's ed school, somebody had to teach you how to drive a car. But as soon as you got your license, you don't need that driving instructor anymore. Now, what if somebody taught you how to drive your body, meaning health, meaning mindset, meaning drive and discipline and the right habits? It's not like you're going to need anybody's assistance ever again. And that's why with our coaching members, they learn how to get in the best shape of their lives, not just physically, but mentally as well. And once again, if you guys are brand new to my YouTube channel, welcome. I highly recommend that you press that subscribe button because I'm constantly posting new videos every single week to help you guys out with the right workouts, the right nutrition plans, and the mindset to help you be successful when it comes to reaching your goals. And since you are new to my YouTube channel, there's some free gifts down for you below in the description box. Take a look at it, and I bet you anything it's really going to help you out. So when it comes to learning the best workouts for, once again, your body type, think about it like this. Maybe you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe even 70s. That's the guys that we typically coach inside of our program anyways, right? These are busy dads. These are work professionals. They have lives, right? These are not bodybuilders. These aren't physique competitors. These guys aren't single in their 20s, right? These guys are busy. And so when it comes to learning out what works best for your body type, you have to take that with a grain of salt. Meaning that, let's just say the older you get, you go through a lot of experiences in life. You might have some wear and tear to your body. Maybe it's like a bad shoulder, maybe it's bad elbows, bad knees, bad back. You need to take that in consideration because that's so important, okay? Because if, let's just say, you have a bad back and you have bad knees and you go to YouTube and Google and check GPT, right? And it's just like, they're telling you, hey, do squats and do deadlifts. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, hey, this is what the internet gurus are telling me to do. So if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to get the best results possible. Sure, maybe in a perfect world, but let's face it, you don't have a perfect body anymore, right? Bad back, bad knees. Now all of a sudden you get injured, right? You can't work out and you're crying boo-hoo me river, right? Because you're so discouraged, you're so upset because now you feel like, oh man, you're never going to get in the best shape of your life because you can't do those exercises. And that's why, once again, it's so important to have the right people in your corner, coaching you and supporting you and holding you accountable to really help you block out all the noise. Like a lot of what I do inside of our coaching program is really helping out guys with a different mindset when it comes to training and also nutrition. Like these guys, they come into our coaching program, they are, literally brainwashed by the fitness industry, thinking that carbs are the enemy, you can't drink alcohol, fast food's bad. And then they come to our program, we teach them, hey, you can easily have that, right? You can fit into your macros. It's not that hard. In fact, I drink alcohol. I eat fast food all the time. I love donuts, right? Why is it that I stay, underneath 10% body fat all year round? And our coaching members do as well, right? Because we give them the guidance. We give them the tools, the blueprint, so that way they actually learn what works best. So you need to understand that for your body type. It's your past incurred injuries, right? It's not this ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph thing that's just going to confuse you. What else do I mean by your body type? Well, I mean more about a preference. See, personally for me, I'm not a biggest fan of doing full body workouts. Now, somebody else, they might be doing full body workouts and they might see amazing results from it, right? To each its own, right? Hats off to them. But for me personally, I just don't get a good pump, you know? So what I mean by body type and your workouts and preferences and everything when it comes to learning, right? How to become the best version of yourself, go with what you enjoy doing. Because here's the reason why. Let's just use full body workouts or CrossFit or something like that, right? If let's say you don't like doing that style of training and you sign up for a program and they have that style of training, well, guess what? Like, you're not going to stick with it after the program. It's not enjoyable to you. It's way easier to do something that you know for a fact you can be way more consistent with because you actually enjoy doing it. And this is why, once again, it's so important that when it comes to choosing a workout program that you're deciding to do, make sure that it's actually geared towards your goals, but also your lifestyle, you know, so that way you can see success when it comes to reaching your goals, but also maintain that success long term. You're just going to have a much easier time with it, okay? So let's break it down like this. I think this would be super helpful for you is why don't I kind of share in terms of like the best workouts that you should be doing at home, and then also the best workouts that you should be doing at the gym. And, you know, like we've had several hundred people right inside of our coaching program, and they're doing home workouts, and several hundred people are doing gym workouts, and several other hundred people, right, they're doing a hybrid of the two, right? And once again, it all boils down to what's flexible for you. For example, like Ryan, you know, he's a very busy CEO, family man, all the whole 9 yards. You know, with him, when he got signed up for our coaching program, he didn't have any time at all to work out. So we literally just gave him stuff that he could do right there in his office 3 times a week. He did like 20-minute workouts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and he ended up losing 25 pounds and getting off his cholesterol medications all within 12 weeks. You know, Jason is another example. Jason literally lost 35 pounds in 12 weeks, and all he did was body weight exercises. So if you're somebody that thinks like, oh man, you need to go to the gym, and you live like 2 hours away from the gym, once again, it's not going to be sustainable for you. You got to figure out like what is going to work best for you that you can actually be consistent with, because at the end of the video, I want to share probably the best piece of advice that you really need to hear when it comes to training and working out and how to actually get results. So pay close attention and stay tuned for that. But once again, with Jason, lost 35 pounds in 12 weeks, doing nothing but just body weight exercises. That's it, right? And then we have, you know, guys like Mark, for example. Now, Mark lost a total of over 90 pounds. He's in the gym right now, but when he first got signed up several years ago, he was literally just doing home workouts. That's it. He eventually bought some dumbbells, eventually bought some kettlebells and some other equipment, but for starting off, it was just body weight exercises. And he lost 40 pounds all within 12 weeks, you know? But then we have guys that's also in the gym, right? Guys like Santo. Inside of our 12-week program, you know, he lost 50 pounds and he has a full gym literally right there in his basement. I got to work out with him and his son, and it's great, right? He has all the equipment. We have other guys that's actually going to the gym, like Brian, you know, who lost over 85 pounds, and guys like John, who lost over 150 pounds. So why am I showing you all this, and why am I telling you all this, right? Because one, I want you to understand that it doesn't matter if you work out at home with or without equipment. I want you to understand that if you go to the gym, it doesn't matter. I want you to understand that if you have any kind of past occurring injuries, it doesn't matter. I don't want you to be the guy, right, that's just continuing to throw spaghetti up on the wall, hoping and praying something sticks, because you're constantly going to YouTube and Google and searching all these different things, and they're just telling you all this misinformation that's only confusing you and preventing you from actually taking that first step with getting started. So you just got to understand that. Okay. And once again, this is the biggest problem with the fitness industry. You got guys that have six-pack abs and they're telling you to avoid carbohydrates and don't eat alcohol. And then you got guys like me who have six-pack abs. And I'm telling you, it's perfectly fine to drink alcohol. It's perfectly fine to eat donuts. You can still get six-pack abs. Trust me. I went to school to become a nutritionist. I went through all the training, and I've been coaching thousands of guys, helping thousands of different individuals, right, and their body types and their lifestyles reach their goals. It's possible, okay? This isn't rocket science. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, so let's talk about, once again, how do you create the best workout program? How about that? Right? That's going to benefit, right, you with your body type, your busy schedule, your goals, the whole 9 yards, right? So once again, your body type, go off of, once again, let's just say any kind of past or current injuries, right? And go off of preferences. Do what you enjoy doing, okay, is what I'm trying to say here, all right? Plain and simple. Don't think because somebody, looks like a Greek god on YouTube, you got to follow their workout split to the T. It's not the case at all, right? Everybody's different, okay? But let's go off the schedule as well. If let's just say that, you can only commit to working out 2-3 times a week and only 20-30 minutes, that's perfectly fine. I think guys get in this mindset trap of the all in versus all out mentality. And it's like, you see this all the time with the New Year's, with the resolutions, right? Guys won't do anything in October, November, December. They'll end up adding, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe even 20 pounds of just pure body fats because they're being so lazy. And then by January 1st hits, the New Year's resolution, they're like, oh, this is the year I'm going to make a change. But then they decide to start going to the gym, working out 2 hours every single day, eat nothing but salads, no alcohol, no fast food, nothing like that. And then they wonder, right, by typically the end of February or early March, they have completely fallen off track, right, regained all that weight right back. And then they once again cry me a river and they say, boo-hoo, I've tried every diet under the sun. Nothing seems to work for me. It's like, no, you just have to have common sense here. Like, you're biting off way too much that you can chew. You're going from hot to cold overnight. It doesn't work that way. It's just like breaking free of addiction. It doesn't work, right? Cold turkey does not work that way, right? You have to understand that also with your health and fitness goals. You can't rush the process. You got to trust the process. And it's way easier to trust the process if you can be consistent on your health and fitness journey. And the best way to be consistent is by following just a plan that is, once again, personalized for your body type, your busy schedule, and your lifestyle. And if you guys want more information about that, there's some links down below in the description box that can really help you out. Let's go off your schedule. Once again, like if you can only commit to 2-3 times a week and it's only 20-30 minutes, that's perfectly fine, and stick with something that you can stick with. If let's just say like it's going to be a hassle for you to go to the gym because it's a 30-minute commute and you're not going to be able to, eat dinner with the family or anything like that, do some stuff at home. Once again, we'll get to the secret sauce here at the very end of this video that's going to be able to help you out with probably the best results you'll ever get in your life when it comes to your fitness journey once you understand this mindset shift. But you got to understand, right? Like, you don't need to sacrifice family time. You don't need to, even eat differently from your family at dinner, right? Like, you can learn how to still have the same foods, train in a way where you work out at home, and like, it doesn't have to be hard. I think that's a problem. Is like we look at these guys with the six-pack abs, the chiseled chest, and we see what they're doing, right? Based on their videos and their, content on social media. And we think like, oh, they have this discipline. It has to be so hard. And so we just wave ourselves off completely and say, well, I can't commit to those gym workouts, or I can't commit to those Tupperware meals, or whatever the case may be. So they don't even try. Listen, I'll be the first one to tell you, right? Like, I don't meal prep and I still have abs. I don't work out every single day and I still have abs. I drink alcohol and I still have abs, right? Like, and it's not just me, it's literally thousands of our coaching members still get the same results. You don't need to be a bodybuilder. You don't need to be a physique competitor. In fact, I don't even coach those guys. So I probably would not be the right even voice that you're listening to right now as you're watching this video. Okay? So that's all I'm trying to get at. And lastly, right, once again, making sure that this program, this plan you follow is in alignment with your goals. If let's say like your goals is to lose 20 pounds and get off your blood pressure medications, right? Like, okay, hey, you should probably have a solid routine to follow that's in alignment with that. Meaning we're not eating a calorie surplus. We're not focusing on, putting on all this big muscle mass and becoming a power lifter or anything like that. No, just stay in alignment with your goals. And this is why sometimes it's a lot easier to outsource your health and fitness goals and just have a professional take care of it. Right? Literally take out all the guesswork for you, build you up the plan, you follow it, and you get the results. That's at least what our coaching members always say. So let's go into what are the best workouts that you should be doing at home? What are the best workouts that you should be also doing in the gym? Or at least some tips that could help you out, okay? So for home training, it does not matter if, let's say, you have equipment or you do not. If you have equipment, I highly recommend dumbbells or kettlebells. If you don't, then just do body weight exercises, right? Push-ups, sit-ups, squats, planks. These things go a long way, okay? Here's the best way, in my opinion, when it comes to training at home is by, our members just use our app, right? So the app that we have, our Heartletics training app, This has instructional videos, it has our interval timer, it literally has everything, right? Thousands of different recipes and, meal plans to follow, community group, right? Our weekly check-ins, 24/7 support. So if, let's say, somebody does need their workouts adjusted on the fly, or they're going out to eat and want us to scan over the restaurant menu so we can give some guidance and take out the guesswork, we can, right? That's the flexibility that our coaching members have. But like for you that maybe you're watching this, you don't have access to our app, I highly recommend finding some kind of stopwatch or something like that to just mark your time intervals. Because what I found effective for, once again, myself as well as thousands of our coaching members is by doing anywhere from 20 to 30-minute workouts right there at home with or without equipment. And the best way to kind of set this up, and this is why I mentioned about getting a stopwatch or something, right, is pick 5 exercises. This is how simple it is. And I promise, like, if you do this, you're going to see some amazing results. This is a lot of the success that our members have had inside of our 12-week transformation program by just doing this that I'm about to share with you right now, okay? Pick 5 exercises that you enjoy doing. If you have equipment, great. If you don't, it doesn't matter, right? Just pick 5 exercises that you enjoy doing, okay? And for each exercise, you're going to do that for a total of 60 seconds, 1 minute. Don't overcomplicate it. And then you're going to rest for 30 seconds, okay? So you're going to go through all those 5 exercises, once again, a minute each, 30 seconds in between, and at the very end, you're going to rest for 1 whole minute. If you do that for 3 to 4 rounds, that's anywhere from a 25-minute to 30-minute workout right there. And you may be thinking, yeah, but Joe, like I'm not in the gym, I'm not lifting weights, or I need to work out for at least an hour to see results. Not the case at all, right? I promise you, if you just did what I just told you, 3-4 times a week, within the next 12 weeks, honestly, you should be down at least 20-30 pounds, right? Just by doing that, honestly. It's if you can consistently stick with it, okay? Now, if let's say you're working out at the gym, right, you have a plethora of different exercises and equipments to do, okay? Deadlifts, squats, you got pull downs, all the machines, dumbbells, bench presses, the list goes on and on and on. We could be here all day if I was telling you about like, hey, do this workout and then switch things around with this during your mesocycle and whatnot to avoid adaptation. Let me just break it down for you and just give you probably the easiest tips possible. And it's really just 3 of them, okay? The first one is focus on progressive overload. So whatever your workout split is, maybe you're working out twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times, 5 times, it doesn't matter, right? Whatever your workout split is, you need to be focusing on progressive overload. So let's say on Monday you're doing chest and back or whatever the case may be, and let's just say for that Monday workout, you have bench press. Well, the following week, right, if you're doing the same workout and you have bench press again, you should be lifting up more weights or doing more reps or sets than the previous week. And this is why, once again, like if you're not tracking your workouts, you're almost just throwing spaghetti up on the wall, hoping and praying something sticks. Our members, they use our app. They track and log their data. It tells them literally like, okay, great. Next week, focus on this. Right? It takes out all the guesswork for them. For you, you got to track that data. Because or else it's just going back to Albert Einstein, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. You want to make changes occur in your body, you got to put it through change, right? That means stepping outside of your comfort zone, lifting some heavy weight, progressive overload, okay? Now the second tip, and this is so important for you to understand, so make sure that you pay attention, okay? Is make sure that you're training your body, right, at least 2 times per week, specifically your body parts, right? So if let's just say you're sticking with the bro split, not to bash anybody that does bro splits, but once again, I don't coach and train physique competitors or bodybuilders, and these are just ineffective workouts compared to something that is less time and better results, right? You want to make sure that you're training each body part at least 2 times per week. So if that's your chest, then awesome. If you're working out 4 times a week, maybe that's like upper body on Monday, right? Lower body, rest, upper body on Thursday, lower body on Friday, rest on the weekend, right? So that means that chest, right, your exercise, those should be geared towards training, right? Each muscle group at least 2 times per week, okay? So once again, don't focus on the bro split. Oh, on Mondays, it's International Chest Day, and I'm going to be doing, let's say, like 9 different exercises all for my chest. You're wasting your time, right? Because like you're going to get so many diminishing returns by the time you're 3 exercises into your chest day workout. Sorry, hate to say it, but your chest is already fatigued. You're pretty much just going through the motions at that point, right? You're not going to see the best results as opposed if you did, let's say, 3 exercises one day out of the week and another 3 exercises another day of the week, because now you're completely fresh, right? Rather than trying to blitz everything all into one day, now you're literally fresh to hit it hard again. And plus, it's kind of common sense here. There's 52 weeks out of the year. So if we're only going to train, our chest on one day out of that week, we're only training our chest 52 times out of the year. As opposed to if we're doing it twice now per week, now we're doubling our chances to develop some lean muscle. I digress. All right. Lastly, is to change up the workouts. Once again, Albert Einstein, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. This is why diets don't work. This is why doing the same workout routine over and over and over and over again, it does not work, simply because your body is not a robot, right? Your body is a machine, but not some AI machine, meaning that your body's going to adapt, right? Way better than any kind of algorithm that's out there, okay? Your body is made to adapt. So if you're constantly doing the same exercises, constantly following the same meal plan or nutrition or diet, whatever it is you kids call it these days, sure enough, you're going to see results in the very beginning because it's different than what you were doing before, but then you're going to hit that plateau. You're going to hit that stall. And this is why it's best to make changes happen periodically with either your macros or, right, once again, the workouts. So you got to be making sure that you're making changes. I like to say for programming for myself and my members, our workouts, making changes occur any 4 to about 6 weeks. That is a great mesocycle to focus on, right? Maybe you're changing up the workout split. Maybe you're changing up the exercises. Maybe you add in some drop sets, some supersets, whatever you can, but making sure that you're changing up those exercises. So once again, it's this confusion where your body cannot adapt, okay? The reality is most guys typically fall under, 3 of the biggest struggles. And this is why they never really see the results that they want. And hopefully I still have your attention and you're taking down some notes, because this is literally how to get in the best shape of your life, how to work out effectively, how to actually stay consistent with a training plan, right? So the 3 biggest mistakes is, once again, number 1 is that guys are just doing random workouts, right? They're throwing spaghetti up on the wall, hoping to praying some of the sticks. Just like when it comes to nutrition, they're throwing spaghetti up on the wall, hoping to praying some of the sticks. There's not actually a game plan that they're following. And they're not making any kind of changes occurring to that, as we just kind of mentioned. So they hit this stall, they hit this plateau. They stop seeing results. Second, right, is that these guys just lack the motivation. Let's face it, if you had a workout partner that, was also holding yourself accountable to and you want to show up with and you're able to lift weights, you're going to have a great time. Now, typically, after you get married and, you establish in your career and whatnot, especially the older you get, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you start to kind of die away from your college friends and, the people that you used to kick it with and hanging out with, right? It's mainly just your family and your coworkers. I think we all can agree on that, right? Even though social media is all around, it's not actually like we're engaging with anybody, So, right, what you need to focus on is what is going to be something that's going to help you stay motivated, right? Because if you're not motivated, let's face the facts here. If it's a cold winter day here in Cleveland, Ohio, and there's a bunch of snow on my car, I'm not going to feel motivated to brush the snow off my car and get a workout in at 5 a.m. in the morning and go to the gym. But discipline beats motivation every single day of the week. And if let's just say hey, I'm being disciplined because I also am seeing a workout partner at 5 a.m. and I know he's going to show up to the gym, I don't want to let him down. Now, this is why our members love our coaching program, because of the community that we have with all these guys, right? Get to talk about life, family, career, stress, right? Getting that crap off your chest, right? Just fitness, mindset, everything. You just get to talk about life. And it helps out so much knowing that, hey, all these guys are grinding, working it out, and you also want to get the same results, and you also don't want to be holding them back. So you want to show up to the plate. Tell you what, community's everything, right? And then lastly, and this is the biggest thing that you need to understand, right? This is the biggest mindset shift and the main reason why guys never see the results that they want. You cannot train a bad diet, okay? The nutrition is 80 to 90% of the results that you're ever going to get. Guys think they need to take all these supplements. Guess what? Supplements do nothing for you, right? Creatine, protein powder, fish oil. That's all you need. Everything else, you're completely just taking your money. You're better off literally just dumping it down the drain, right? Flushing it down the toilet, because that's exactly what's going on when you're taking all these pills and it's doing nothing for you. Or worse, you're taking testosterone boosters and you're actually making your testosterone levels worse, right? Don't believe me? Do some research, right? That is like the worst supplement that you can take. All right, so number one, right, they don't have this game plan to follow in terms of nutrition, right? They don't have this game plan to follow in terms of training. They don't know what to do. And they're kind of just like blindlessly throwing spaghetti up on the wall. Once again, hoping and praying something sticks. And they fail because they go off motivation where, hey, they might see some success in the very beginning because who knows, right? Like if you have the man boobs and type 2 diabetes and this beer belly and you can barely tuck in your shirt for work and every time you wake up, you have to put on your socks and shoes and you suck in your stomach just to put on your clothes, it's uncomfortable, right? I would feel completely motivated if I was like that and I had to look at myself every single day in the mirror and realize, man, my wife isn't sleeping with me anymore. I wonder why. I stopped caring about myself. I stopped taking care of myself. How attractive really is that, right? Or worse, I see my son now taking part in being lazy, constantly on his tablets, right? Like watching TV, eating junk food constantly, not caring about his health, not exercising. And now I know I'm being like this horrible leader, right? Not cool, especially if you're dad watching that. Not cool at all, right? So make a change. How do we make a change? Follow a plan that is literally geared towards you. Just as I mentioned in this video, your body type, your busy schedule, your lifestyle. And if you can follow a plan that is going to help you out in all areas, right? Nutrition, training, mindset, and also hold you accountable to success, I promise you, you would be a completely different person in the next 90 days if you just stuck with that. And the best part in all that is you're becoming this individual, right? Which means that our actions speak louder than our words. When we make these changes occur with our body, that's going to inspire others. Maybe that's your kids, maybe that's your coworkers, who knows? But that inspiration can now be that light bulb effect, right? To start going to somebody else and going to somebody else and going to somebody else. And that, in my opinion, is the mission statement of why we do what we do at Heartletics, is to fill up our cup, to pour more out into others, to be that leader, to be that role model, not just to walk the walk. Like everybody, wants to say they want it bad, but actually take action in it, right? I mean, if you think about it, over 50% of Americans are overweight, highly medicated, right? High blood pressure. It's horrible. And it's not that hard to get in shape. What makes things hard is us listening to all the internet gurus that's out there, the fitness industry that's on YouTube and Facebook and Google. And it's just like, hey, what if we actually took things from a different perspective and just stuck with the basics? How do we move our body? How do we eat better? And how do we focus on having the right mindset where we're focusing on patience, consistency, progress over perfection, and we're not being quitters and constantly throwing in the towel, right? And giving up on our goals. And then waiting until we get fat, lazy, and out of shape again, and we look at ourselves in the mirror, or we can't, fit into our favorite clothes, where that's all of a sudden we gain that motivation to make a change. Not cool. Right? As dads, we need to have more discipline, right? As leaders, we need to make sure that we're showing up whether we feel like it or not. And that's what makes somebody successful. And the best part is, on your health and fitness journey, it does not have to be a hard journey at all. It can be very, very easy to do. But maybe the reason why you haven't been successful is because you're listening to everybody else, except for somebody that's actually speaking life into you and that actually wants you to be successful. And once again, if you want any tips to help you out, there's some resources down below for you. Guys, I really hope that you gained a lot of motivation, a lot of encouragement also from today's episode. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know your biggest takeaway or some feedback. And as always, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Right? I'm constantly posting new videos every single week, right? To help you out with the workouts, the training, the nutrition, and the mindset. And in this video, you got to see a glimpse of all that. Typically, these videos are not that long, but once again, I really want to help you out because I know how just, following the right plan could really be the stepping stone to success, to you becoming the best version of yourself mentally and physically. This has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.